Well, hello there, everyone. Lisa here from EnergieGal podcast, where listener and storyteller gather to have transformational conversations. I am Lisa, also known as EnergieGal, and I'm an intuitive guide and mentor, as well as a holistic coach. And I am excited to let you know that we are real and raw, uncensored, authentic, vulnerable, and let's see what else. A little bit nervous today, if we're being honest. We are unscripted and unedited. So you're going to get the real deal, especially from this one right here. I'm so excited to be able to have you with us and to introduce to you this wonderful soul next to me. Let me tell you a little bit about her first. She is Busha to her granddaughters. She's a mother to 3 beautiful daughters. She's wife to Dave, with whom she has a very long history. She is a friend to so many. She's a daughter and the spitting image of her dad. There's no holds barred with her opinions. Like, you're just gonna know, which I love. It's one of my favorite parts about her. She's hilarious. She loves the Florida Keys. And I had written down here, and a good damn drink, but I'm not sure that's even right anymore.
Oh, it is on occasion.
She is cleaner extraordinaire. Some might even say she crosses the line to clean freak. I'm not one of those people. And she's newly retired, but you'd never know it because she's madly passionate about dog rescue, which keeps her extremely busy. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you my sweet and precious friend, JENN BOYDA. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sitting in the chair.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to be honest with you, we've already been here about an hour and a half just chatting. And it has been a wonderful time to reconnect. I don't think that we've really seen each other that much since the whole COVID thing started.
No.
She and I used to exercise together at my old place. And boy, we had a good time. It was 2 nights a week and we just gab fested, and we sweated and exercised a little bit too. So it's been good to reconnect with you. It's been good. And you've had so many things going on in your life. It's been a good couple of years.
It has.
So I'm glad to have checked in with you and checked up with you, and I'm glad that we've been able to reconnect. So I think that our direction, and the reason that I asked you to come on today, is that when we were talking the other day about life in general, and you said, and I just said, geez, it seems like you've really experienced a big shift in your life. And you said, well, those dogs, they've taught me so much. And I thought, ooh, I would love to talk about that. Mm-hmm. First, what I want to do is I want to talk about, and at this point, I'm going to show like pictures of our baby fur babies.
Okay.
Because they're just so, that's what. And you've got how many at home right now?
Just 2.
Okay, Carl and Joe. Mm-hmm. And we think that Joe is special.
We do think Joe
We think that Joe might be an angel with skin on or something like a human being, but just happens to be furry.
Carl's really a cat.
And Carl's really a cat. Oh, God, what happened there? Carl with a K, just so that you know. Oh, my goodness. I think that it's hilarious that we name our dogs like people's names. I think that... And you know what? Is it Carl or Joe who made Gia feel so comfortable when she came to your house? Could have been either one.
Joe. Joe's the welcomer.
Yeah.
He's the greeter.
Yeah.
Carl's like, I'll give you a few days.
Yeah. So how long have you had your puppers?
Joe, I think we got him in 2015. I fostered him and then adopted him, obviously, because he was with us quite some time healing. And Carl came in 2018.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you had, was it Mocha?
I had Mocha and Lacey.
Oh, okay.
So one passed, and then we got another, and then the other one passed, and then we got another. We've always had 2 dogs.
When did you start doing the puppy dog rescue stuff?
So once my children left, I had to have a purpose. I felt like I had no purpose anymore. And volunteering with Sadie's gave me that purpose.
Mm.
You know, I get to nurture and heal and teach, and then find them homes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And how many have you fostered?
oh, including puppies, probably over 100.
Because you've had mommies.
Yes,
that
recently.
Had babies.
Mm-hmm. Recently, I've started taking the moms with babies because I have time. You know, it's a lot of commitment, a lot of work, and it gives me a lot of joy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a dog ever that you had and you were like, oh my goodness, this is too much. This is too crazy. I don't know about this one.
Elmer. Elmer was my crazy dog.
Oh, I remember Elmer, don't I?
Yes, you do. Elmer came. He was food aggressive. He was, you know, he just had never lived in a home. He was a street dog. So, you know, lots of working with him with his food aggression. And he found a fabulous home. And he was my biggest diamond in the rough, I guess I would say.
But quite the success.
He was my biggest accomplishment by far with dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A couple quirky ones, but you know, he was definitely Elmer. You know, the guy from Olean.
I do. I know who you're talking about.
Yes. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when we ended up getting Gia, I saw her online and she was very sick.
Mm-hmm.
She had lots of fleas and she had the parvovirus.
Mm-hmm.
And without you helping, your organization helping, I don't think that she would have.
Oh, she would have died. No,
Yeah.
she would have died. Because what happens once we commit to a dog, whether it's in a different state, we financially take care of that.
I saw the bill.
Yeah.
It was over $2,000.
Yeah. So we finance, you know, once we commit to them, there are financial responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we do so much fundraising, because it obviously gets
Yeah.
very expensive.
Yeah.
So if we hadn't stepped up for her, she probably would have died.
Yeah. Yeah, she was that. As a matter of fact, even when we stepped up, you said, I can't guarantee this.
Right.
The doctor said they don't know if she's going to make it through the weekend.
Right.
So, and she made it, and she's about 70 pounds now and on my couch looking out the window.
What, mellower than she was?
Oh, yes. I'm not kidding you. How many times did I write to you?
I was like, do you need to surrender her?
Oh, my God. I had no pillows left in my house at all. And silly me, when she would eat the pillows and, you know, strew them all about, I would go get new ones. We did that 3 times before I realized, yeah, don't get any pillows because she's just going to do this. I had foolishly bought new dining room furniture, including a bank cat, which now has Gigi claw marks and all over, you know, and I'm like, well, okay, that was, you know, when she was teething. But she got to be, and then boots, she had this thing about, and you did tell me because she would put her face in the boots and it was so cute. And you're like, yeah, I don't let her do that. And I'm like, but it's so cute. Yeah, well, now she, you know,
wants to chew them.
And now she wants to chew them. And she doesn't understand why, you know. So, but she got to be 2 years old and it was like a light switch. Done. Mellow, chill. She's very routined, which I don't know where she gets that from. But she eats at this point, you know, goes out for her poop at that point, does this, does that. Happy. The only thing I felt kind of bad about when it came to Gia is that I never got another dog. But because we have 6 cats and they're all girls and they all get along, it's kind of like she's got big sisters.
Oh, yeah, she's got friends.
So she's got friends. She's never alone.
No.
So,
do you ever bring her here?
I haven't yet because I'm careful if other people have like dog allergies. But I envision that happening. So it's funny that you mentioned that. When I had gotten her, I still had the studio. And I had planned on bringing her there. But she was, you know, still young when I closed the place. And so when she finally got to the point where I thought that she would be able to, we were closed. But yeah, it is part of my plan. Because I think that she has a real healing way about her.
All dogs do.
Unpack that for me, because I believe that.
I feel like dogs are so forgiving, and dogs have taught me how to be very forgiving, and they go through, dogs that are rescued anyhow, you know, some don't have it as bad as others, but I feel like once you get them and they can trust you and they know a meal's coming, and they know some pets and loves are coming, and they're ridden of the fleas and the ticks, and they start to feel healthy, they just will be your best friend. They're always happy to see you.
Oh my God.
They, my girls used to say, you love them more than you love us. And I'm like, well, they're always happy to see me. And they don't
And your
talk
point
back.
is.
And they don't talk back. So yes. So there.
I used to get mad at my in-laws because they would always be like, oh, they're dogs. And I'm like, what about us? Are we chopped liver?
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah. They're just so, they give you lots of warm fuzzies.
Oh, they do. She'll lick me. If I can't sleep in the middle of the night, I come downstairs. She won't come upstairs. She knows she can't sleep with us because she's way too big. But she'll sleep downstairs on her end of the couch that we have. And I don't know how she knows. I get up at 5 a.m., but if I'm up at, say, 2 a.m., she'll know it's not time to get up. So she'll just kind of look up at me and be like, oh, yeah, you again. All right. And then she'll lay on her back, open up her legs, and be like, well, if you want to rub me down. It's so freaking adorable.
It's so good.
Oh, my goodness.
Sweet. Yes.
Unpack a little bit more about, this whole idea of what the dogs have taught you. Because, I mean, you've been with dogs for so long now.
Oh, God, I don't know. They're just, I don't know.
Like, talk about the forgiveness thing.
Well, they are. I feel like when I had a lot of forgiving to do, and so when I look at a dog and they've helped me and guided me, and I see how much they love me and trust me, everything they've been through is nearly not as bad as sometimes what we've been through, and they're just so thankful. So
there's a simplicity to them.
There is.
And the thing I also like about dogs is they don't remember yesterday.
No, they don't.
But
they know it's 4 o'clock when it's walk time.
Tell me how to do that. She's looking at me like, bitch, come on, let's go.
Dad's home. Come on.
Yeah. But there isn't I remember what you did yesterday. So, I mean, with an abused dog, obviously. But as far as, being in our healthy home, she just has the expectations that you're going to take good care of me. We're all good. And even on days when I'm like, look, gee, it's too cold out. I don't have it in me. She'll be like, okay,
can you just
I still love you a lot.
Give me a few belly rubs.
Right. And the next day it's like, okay, maybe today we can go out.
It makes their whole, world. They're like, they love their walk. And that's all they ask for.
They ask for so little.
So little.
Yeah. And they give such a love that doesn't ask for anything.
It's unconditional.
Yeah. Like, I love you if you're having
a bad
day.
They don't care if you have no makeup on. They don't care if your hair is a mess. They don't care if you're in your sweatpants or your pajamas on.
You've gained 7 pounds.
They do not
More of you to lick. She loves to lick me after I work out. I don't know if it's salt or what.
Yeah.
I'm getting my doggy back.
Yeah, they're just, they bring a lot of joy to my life.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, that's why I do it.
Yeah.
And I love finding the perfect dog family, their perfect dog.
And when you get the message, like, I remember sending you some messages like, oh, we made it through today. And it's a good day, and da-da-da-da. And I'm sure that just brought you joy.
It does bring you joy, and I love updates, and people always, of course there's always those messages where my dog just is biting now, or whatever, and, you try to, as an organization, Sadie's always tries to guide them and help them, and, we always prefer reach out sooner than later, because it can be corrected, especially when they're puppies.
Right.
It can be corrected. You just need to let us know.
Right.
And we try to give you the proper tools to do what you need to do.
Right.
And some organizations aren't like that. You do your adoption and it's like, have a great life.
Right.
Could you imagine?
Well, no. That's why I'm so glad that I went with you, because and you gave me so many things.
Yeah.
My God, I had the tent. I had the baby doll. We call it skin now because she's taken all the stuffing out. So there's just this little red fabric of skin.
Yeah, they come with welcome sacks. So like a little bag with what they need to get. It was
just a little sweater she had because it was winter, and you'd be like, okay, don't take her out for too long. You just very much guided me. And boy, I'll tell you, all the shots that first year and everything was just taken care of.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and yeah, I just am.
It's a great organization, and they really have a, you know, obviously it's leadership, you know, so you have someone you go to, and people come to me or I go to them, and then they have, you know, so there's like a pecking order in who we report to, and not report to, but you know, ask questions. If I'm not sure, then I go to my friend Sonia, and then she'll tell me, or if she's not sure, she'll ask the, you know, another person.
What would you say to someone who would say, I have never had a pet before, and I'm considering it? What would you say that they should be thinking about?
I would tell you to foster. So I would say you could have the option to foster to adopt a dog. So what that means is that we would help you find the dog that you would like to help or save. And then when the transport comes in, you know, you go to the transport, you pick up the dog, and the rescue provides everything you need until you decide you want to adopt the dog. If you decide you don't want to adopt the dog, then we just get it listed and we adopt the dog out, and you just foster it till we find a home for it. And somebody helps you with that process. So if you're never done it before, obviously, then if you're local, probably myself would help you with that whole process. You know, going through applications, and there's quite a few people that foster that don't want anything to do with that process. Like they just want to take care of the dog. So when the application comes in, I'll go through them, and then I call the foster and we go over everything. Then we decide which ones we want to do home visits, what's a good fit for the dog and for the family. And then I do all their reference checks for them and do their contracts, so they can just pretty much just take care of the dog. So
what would be some things that people should consider when it comes to bringing a fur baby into their home?
Like, what do you mean consider?
Well, like, I think that like with Gia, she likes to be walked twice a day.
Oh, yes. Yep.
You know.
A tired dog is a good dog. And socializing a dog is so important. I feel that it's a big commitment. It's a 12 to 15, 16-year commitment. You know, you got to make sure if you want to go on a trip, you have somebody to take care of the dog. It's not like, cat you can leave a couple days with food and water.
Right.
But,
not a dog.
No, not a dog. It's like having a child. And so you have to be willing to walk and socialize and expose them to different things. And it takes, puppies obviously learn rather quickly. Where if you adopted a 2-year-old, it takes time for that process
to acclimate.
Yeah. It's, takes a couple weeks for them to get used to their new family and into their routine. Dogs love routine. They love routine. Yes, routine.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they do. They thrive on routine. And I actually watched one of my puppies. My neighbor adopted, so he comes over once a day and plays with my boys. So I get to see him. So that's fun. So
cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But they are a big responsibility, and financially they're a big responsibility.
Well, I mean, Gia has such problems with fleas. If there is a flea within 1 mile, it will find her. So we have to do the flea medication. And which I didn't want to, but it's so much better for her. She's so much happier. Yes. We fought it for the first 2 years, and finally this past year we ended up getting on it because we had so many fleas in the house and on the other animals, and she was bringing it in. Yeah. The topical wasn't working, so we ended up having to give her medicine and.
Yeah, it's like one pill does everything.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, that's gonna happen, and she didn't get upset about it. So. And so, doing that and then making sure that they eat and, with the food that they're eating and just manners and things like that. So, and spending time with them. They like to have, they're social.
But the thing is with COVID, a lot of problems occurred because people didn't go anywhere. And so when they would get all these puppies, everybody was adopting a dog, they never took time to crate the dog. And so now the dog has anxiety because everybody's going back to work and they're surrendering dogs because now they don't know what to do with the dogs. So any time over COVID when we did adoptions, I really was strongly recommending crate training in a different room
So that they got used to you not being around all the time.
Yes, or just go for a walk without them, or go for a car ride, so they could really just learn to be alone. So yeah, because dogs can get a lot of anxiety, especially when they're always with their people and then you leave them.
Especially if they're born into being with their people all the time. Unless you're someone who's going to be home all the time.
Yeah, but that's not realistic.
No.
It's not realistic at all. So
wow.
Yeah, that's been a huge problem for rescues.
Who knew?
Yeah, it's just.
All right, so now I've got some questions to ask.
Okay.
And I did want to let you know that, do you see I wrote possible suspects? You were my top one. Jenn Boyda.
For what?
For being on my podcast.
Oh, okay.
I had a whole list of people, but you were my first one.
Oh, okay. I'm honored.
We'll
see how it all comes together.
Tell me.
Okay.
Are you a salty, crunchy, or a sweet?
Oh, sweet.
That's what I'm talking about. Do you have a favorite cookie?
Peanut butter.
Oh, yeah? Favorite holiday? You and your Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
Favorite? Huh?
I'm that mom.
She is that mom.
I am that mom.
And she takes pictures, and they're adorable. Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite meal?
Spaghetti.
Do you have a favorite song?
Oh, so many.
Does music speak to you?
It does. My new favorite is, it's called Like My Father by Jax.
I don't know that one. Will you sing it for me?
Oh, God, no. No. But I will tell you, you know how like when you scroll on your phone and then they have these videos that show up and it came up and I'm like, it was a daughter singing the song about her parents. And it was my story with my husband. So it's my new favorite song.
So what is that story? I mean, you've known Dave.
Just how that they, when they're going to flip their kids off when they call them old. That's a true line. That's a line. Yeah, I'll play it for you before I leave.
Please.
Yeah.
Now, you and Dave were born within days of each other, weren't you?
3 days. Yes. 3 days apart.
Were you actually in the hospital at the same time?
Yes, we were. Same hospital. Good old Brooks. And
then you went to kindergarten at the same time?
Well, no, I went to Dunkirk. He went to Fredonia.
Oh.
And then I moved to Fredonia in 5th grade.
And that's when you started going to school together?
Yeah, he was a year ahead of me. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And you started dating when?
Yeah, I was a sophomore.
He's been your life.
Yeah.
Must be some karmic connection.
Yeah.
Soul stuff. Do you have a favorite book?
Well, right now, can I say that?
Yeah.
I just read Margot.
Margot Riley's book.
When
the Apple Falls
Far from the Tree. It was a very good read.
Yeah, it spoke to you, didn't it?
It did speak to me.
I was going to ask favorite person, but it's probably me.
It is you.
Or maybe it's Dave.
I almost wore my energy. My energy.
That would have been awesome.
My sports bra.
Oh my goodness. Do you have a favorite place?
I love my backyard.
You've got a beautiful backyard, especially with the fence.
I love my backyard.
Yeah.
Lots of happy things happen there.
Yeah, it's got good energy.
It does have good energy.
We sat, and my husband isn't one to sit for long, and he sat with you and Dave and the pups doing their own thing. 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I'm checking my husband for breath. Is he still breathing? Because he does not sit still for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
I've had a few people come in my backyard and stay longer than otherwise.
It's healing.
It's a happy space.
Yeah. It's very peaceful, but it's movie. It's shaky
fun.
Still. It's fun.
It's as fun as you want it to be.
It's a good space.
You could talk to the police many years ago. They probably didn't think it was or my neighbors.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Do you drink much coffee?
Yeah. Just in the morning.
Yeah.
It's my favorite time with my husband.
Oh.
5:30 coffee.
Yeah. Do you put anything in your coffee or is it just black?
Black.
Really? Have you always just had it black?
Yeah.
Really? Doesn't have to be any flavor or anything?
No. Tim Hortons in the can I buy.
When was the last time you danced?
Oh, I dance all the time.
So like this morning?
Yeah.
Getting off the treadmill.
I dance all the time. It's kind of funny, actually. love dancing with my grandchildren. Dave and I dance. We put music on, get goofy.
Oh, that's so fresh.
Yeah, we do.
Relationship goals, note to self. Awesome. When was the last time you cried?
Oh, yesterday.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
When was the last time you yelled?
Oh,
Yesterday.
no, probably when my daughter was home, Jessie.
So how long ago was that?
July, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm not yet. I don't know.
Yeah. It's not my thing. Yeah.
When I yell, though, I blow.
Yeah. That's how I am, too. I think it's because it's got Mars and Pluto right next to each other. So when it goes, it's like a bomb that explodes. But it's like twice in my life.
Yeah. And we never fight. So
Yeah.
I just don't talk.
When was the last time you walked in nature?
Oh, I do it all the time. We snowshoe.
You do like to snowshoe.
I do. We just started over COVID. It's like one of those things you say you want to do and you want to do, and then you never find time to do it. And so we really have enjoyed that.
My sister loves it.
It's so, you would love it.
Is it calm, peaceful?
It's peaceful.
What is it?
It's so peaceful.
If there's something about snow when it falls, it just quiets everything.
Yeah. And there's so many fun trails you can go to, and every Saturday and Sunday we plan our trails, and we pack a backpack, and we go.
My husband would be in.
You should go, get some. Yeah, it's so much fun. It's a great workout. It's a great workout.
Well, then I'm in for sure.
Yeah, I know.
When was the last time you felt like $1 million?
Probably my daughter's wedding.
Really? Because I think you look like $1 million right now.
Oh, thanks. But it's just something about getting dressed up. Like, feeling, in a special dress. And,
Well, you've got an anniversary coming up, don't you?
I'm going to be.
Yeah, you're going to be in the water, but still.
Yeah.
Get a special bathing suit.
We're going to be in Seattle.
Maybe you're not wearing a bathing suit.
No. Oh, no, there'll be a bathing suit.
X-rated EnergieGal podcast.
We're going to Seattle, so that'll be fun. We're going to do we're going to Leavenworth. It's like a little German town in the mountains. Oh, it's beautiful.
You had me at mountains.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
When was the last time that you felt heard?
I don't know. Like, I feel like anybody that follows me in the rescue world hears me all the time. And Sadie's in general is lucky to have this little community who supports that organization. And without them, we could never do what we do with fundraising.
You've got a fundraiser coming up, don't you?
In September. September 17th will be our Pubs for Pups event. It's going to be a tailgate theme. It's actually called Mafia for Months. And it's a Buffalo Bills kind of a theme. Yeah.
What a blast.
It's going to be a blast.
Where are you having it?
We'll start at Rookies, and then we're going, our Captain Al's.
Okay.
And then we are going to go over to the Mannings. She just confirmed with me yesterday, and then 64 on the pier. So we have some bands and a DJ and lots of fun games.
Well, I did it that one year.
Yeah, you did the carnival.
And it was so much fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. I try to do a good job.
And there's a good amount of money that's raised.
Yeah. Last time I raised about $17,000.
Oh my goodness.
My goal this year is really large, so.
Well, there's a lot of puppers to take care of.
There is a lot of puppers, and bedding is very expensive.
Yeah, it really is.
And so I'm going to be starting a raffle in June, which is going to be, I have a framed Josh Allen autographed jersey.
Oh, I know someone who would love that.
I have a Stefan Diggs autographed football.
Oh my goodness, where do you get these things?
She's
got connections.
We have a huge Yeti cooler that we're going to fill with Bill's Mafia stuff.
Jen!
$500 cash prize, and I also am supposed to be getting an autographed helmet. I was confirmed by an email, but I haven't received it yet. So
my gosh!
So we'll be selling tickets. We'll have lots of people selling tickets for that. So it'll be $5 a ticket or 5 for $20.
Is there any way that, like, say, someone who's out of state, if they heard about this, could they still buy tickets?
They can. We'll probably be able to sell them on our website.
Okay.
The Sadie's website, because there will be no alcohol. Usually I'm good at doing a lot of
alcohol. Right.
People love to win alcohol.
Right.
but you can't do that on.
Right, you can't do it on the site.
So,
but
yeah,
but I'm thinking like the bill stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah, we could ship it. We could ship it.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
What a fun time.
Yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun planning that. And right
This is
now,
how many times have you done it?
I think this will be my 7th.
Goodness.
My 7th year. Yeah. 6th or 7th. I think it's 7th though.
You're very organized. You're very good at
I'm all ready.
planning.
I got my bands. I got my prizes pretty much. You know, I got my envelopes yesterday that I numbered for ticket sales. Like, so I'm very organized.
You are very organized.
I love chaos. I like organized chaos.
Right.
So
that's a good way of putting it, Jen.
Yeah, I like organized chaos. So I can have 300 people, but it's going to be good because everything's done.
You know exactly what's going on and what's going on. And what about food? What are you doing for food?
This year I'm going to do a voucher in the packet. I don't want to deal with food this year. It'll be the first time. I've always made the food. So this year I'm going to give you a $5 when you purchase your packet for the crowd. You get a T-shirt, 2 free drinks, and a $5 certificate towards a meal. And each bar is going to have a special, so you can use that money towards the dinner. Yeah.
You know what? Perfect.
Yeah. So if someone wants to grab a hot dog, and chips or something.
Right. I mean, that's. Gosh, good for you for
Yeah.
going, and not working on it.
It's
Not
just
doing
too much.
that.
And
put your energies towards something else.
Every year it gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So I was cooking for,
oh my
100
God.
people, and then the last time it was like 280 people. And
Remember the last time you were telling me all the food, and I'm like,
people help, but it's like, I'm making homemade macaroni and cheese.
oh,
like
big time. Yes. And it's going, so wonderful. When was the last time you looked at another person deeply in their eyes?
You.
Yeah. Written conversation.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you forgave?
Oh, I'm always forgiving.
It really, I love how you say that. It's a journey, isn't it?
It is a journey. And for me, it's been a very complicated journey. So I feel good about it, though. It's very freeing.
People wouldn't think that. People would think, oftentimes I think that when we hear forgiveness, they think, well, it's something that you are giving up. It's something that is not fair. And you're saying that it's something that you are surrendered to and that you get freedom from.
Oh, I think you get freedom from that.
Yeah. There's this song I was listening to this morning, and he said, we don't forgive for X, Y, or Z or whatever. He said, we forgive so that we can see again. Forgiveness brings clarity, I think, to our whole lives. You know what I mean? That process of forgiving. And it is a process.
It is a process.
Sometimes it's situation at a time, and sometimes it's person at a time. But I think, what helped you on your journey of forgiving somebody outside of the dogs?
I think allowing myself to, not listening to noise around me. Everybody has a narrative of what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing.
You shouldn't forgive that person for what they did.
Right. And so I feel like once you kind of eliminate all of that noise, I refer to it as noise, it's easier.
In other words, what you were doing, rather than focusing on the noise and listening to that, you're like, hold on a second. I'm going to listen to the beat of my own heart.
Yeah.
Because my heart wants to forgive and not carry all
I just don't carry
this
I can't
anymore. It's too heavy.
Whatever anyone else feels, I can't worry about that. Like, I just can't. And I'm okay with that. I've come to peace with that.
Martin Luther King said, hate is too heavy a burden to bear. When you started to forgive, every time you do it, does it get easier then? Or is it just as hard?
No, I think it depends on the person. Sometimes you have to forgive yourself, which is probably the hardest thing to do sometimes. But yeah, no, I'm good. Like I'm on such a great path right now of where I need to be in life, and the dogs have helped me, my children help me, my husband, who's my constant, supporter of all of that, even the dogs.
Yeah, he has been very patient with the dogs.
He's very,
Well, he loves you.
I know he does. He knows how passionate I am about it.
Mm-hmm. And how I think he sees that it's helping you
Mm-hmm.
in some way. You know, it's helping you.
But I've also I always can talk with him too, about a decision about, especially when you foster a mom and babies, because it's a 9-week obligation. If they come with the babies and if she's pregnant, then you don't know when that's going to happen. So you have to add, so it's a long, and I'm that person that can't just leave my house for 8 hours.
If you're going to do it, you're going to do it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done 3 litters, and I'm hoping in April to do my 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And naming them is my absolute favorite.
We were talking earlier about, when you die, who do you see first or what's going on? And if it's dogs, damn, girl, it's going to take you forever to get to Jesus.
Long time. And I'll enjoy every...
I'll be right there in 78 more dogs, Jesus.
And enjoy every lick along the way, right?
Yes, very much. Oh, my goodness sakes. So what's next for you? What's next? What goes on?
I think as my husband, we're figuring out that next chapter is where we're going to be.
Yeah.
When he will retire or when he's not, if he's ready.
Right.
And in the meantime, I'm just going to do my dog thing and babysit the grandkids. And, summer's coming, so moms and dads work. And, I'm hoping to gather them up in little bunches of 3s and have them for a week at a time.
Wow.
They're like, they blossom at my house, though. They've all learned to swim. We have great swim lessons, and they get to eat lunch at the patio. Boosha, can I have some more? So
they really bring you a lot of joy, don't they?
They do. Yeah, they do. And the best thing was when you were talking about Christmas pajamas, Dylan says to me, because I said, this is the last year I'm doing it. Nobody cares. They don't care. And I hear this little voice on the phone. Busha, I just can't wait to see what you're cooking up this year. And Christmas jammies, so
I guess another year of Christmas jammies is on the
They
list.
have already been ordered. She helped me pick them out, so I told her she could be my, yes, they do.
Care.
They do.
It makes them feel like they're part of the family,
So
it's the tradition.
Yeah, it is. But
you've always been a very busy person, and your mind is always going, but I just have enjoyed watching you blossom into someone who can use that busyness, but also allow yourself to rest and just enjoy. It's like if I had a vision for you, it would be that you're in this this boat, and it's got a motor and it's got oars, and there are times that you're using the motor like, I gotta get there real quick. And there are times that you're like, but you know what? On this particular assignment, I don't need to get there fast. So I'm just going to oar it. And I also see you coming up into a season of going, you know what? I don't even need to oar. Just float for a little while. Let's start the motor up when it's time. And just...
Right now I'm floating. Taking a break from it all.
Yeah. And a good, holy break.
Yep, got a trip coming up, and enjoy that.
It's a good life.
It is a good life.
Yeah.
I've been blessed.
Yeah, you have.
And I know that.
Yeah. You've always acted that way. You've always, in the midst of what I know to be some pretty rough things, you've always, I think I'm going to get all emotional, the thing that I think that I have enjoyed the most about being your friend is that even though slow but sure, slowly, there would be a little drip of, oh, wow, that was an experience that she had. Oh, wow, that was kind of rough. You always held everybody kindly. You would say, yes, that's the way the person is treating me, but you always were kind and gentle, and even if you didn't understand, you would say, but all I can do is hope for the best, and that really speaks to me. It's just, it's at the core of your heart. You're just a kind person.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just speaking the truth, so it's a vibration that I am so blessed to be around and so thankful that we have on the earth, because I think that kindness is, a high vibration, and it helps usher us into what I think is a new vibration on the earth that's coming. So thank you for being that pioneer.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love you.
I love you too. So, all right, folks, this is our story for today. I want to thank you all for joining us. It's been an honor, dear listener. Remember that every single one of us has a story to share. We're all both teller and listener. You know, something magical happens, alchemizing. Emotions come up and they move, and we start to realize, I'm not alone. I'm with other people who've been through some things also. If it's not the same exact thing, it's something. And I see that they're making it through, and I can make it through also. It gives us permission to be on our journeys, and I think softens our heart towards ourselves and our journey. You know, when we open our hearts to listen, when other people open their mouths to talk, there's something it's holy, it's sacred. Someone is sharing a piece of themselves with us, and I don't think there's anything much better than that, much more holy than that. It does connect us in community, I would say, through this ancient holy practice called sharing. Somehow we become knit together or wake up to realize that we are already one. And if one of us is hurting, then all of us is hurting. But at the same time, if one of us is doing well, party! All of us are doing well. So my name is Lisa, and I am EnergieGal. I'm an intuitive and a wellness coach, and if there is any way that I can assist you on your journey of awakening, of wellness, or of just clarity, please feel free to check in with me. I would be happy to help you and come alongside and encourage you. In the meantime, let me know if there's anybody that you would love to have on the podcast, because I would love to invite them to share their story with us. And I think that the phrase that I'm using lately is, let me see if I can remember, inhale deeply, exhale long. And it's about just becoming aware of the breath and understanding that just by breathing, we can come into a here, now, present space. So inhale deeply, exhale long. And remember, folks, that every single one of us has a story. Every single one of us can be a listener. And we all make it. We all make it. The good news is we all get there. It's all good. So until next time, folks, thank you so much for your presence, your time, your energies. Feel free to subscribe, to share, to like, to comment, and to stay in touch. Till next time, take care, everybody.